The first shot came at 21:53 hours, punching through Petty Officer Jackson's helmet and dropping him instantly. The SEAL team scattered into darkness, but there was nowhere to hide. The enemy snipers had thermal optics, could see their heat signatures glowing like targets in the Iraqi night. Multiple snipers, elevated positions. Chief Warrant Officer Ryan Blake screamed into his radio as another round cracked past his head. "We need immediate extraction." The second SEAL went down, then the third. The team was being systematically eliminated by snipers they couldn't see, couldn't locate, couldn't fight. The mountain terrain offered no cover against enemies who owned the high ground and the darkness. Thermal capabilities gave them every advantage. Skywatch, this is Bravo team, pinned by multiple snipers with thermal. 3 casualties, need immediate air support. Bravo team, nearest gunship is 45 minutes. Ground QRF is 70 minutes. Can you hold? Blake looked at his remaining 8 operators pressed against rocks, trying to make themselves invisible. Another shot impacted inches from his position. Negative, Skywatch. We've got maybe 15 minutes before they pick us off one by one. These snipers own the night. That's when Sergeant First Class Maya Chen's voice cut through the radio. Calm as discussing the weather. Bravo team, this is Nighthawk. I can hunt them. Send coordinates and stay low. Blake had never heard of Nighthawk. Who the hell is this? We need actual support, not I'm 400 meters west of your position. I've been tracking enemy movement for 90 minutes. I count 10 snipers in coordinated kill box. They're using flare thermals. I can eliminate them, but you need to trust me and stay down. You're one person. We need air support. Armored vehicles. Another SEAL screamed as a round shattered his collarbone. 4 casualties in under 4 minutes. Chief, you're out of time. I'm moving now. Keep our strobes off. Don't return fire. You'll give positions away. I've got this. Blake didn't have options. His team was dying. Copy, Nighthawk. Do your thing. What Chief Blake didn't know was that Sergeant First Class Maya Chen was the Army's most lethal night hunter. 4 tours specializing in nocturnal counter-sniper operations. 187 confirmed kills, 75% in total darkness. She'd been attached to SEAL operations as observer because conventional doctrine said hunting snipers at night was suicide. The enemy had thermals, night vision, prepared positions. Engaging them in darkness violated every tactical principle. Maya had spent 4 years proving doctrine wrong. Welcome to Secrets Never Told. Before we show you how she eliminated 10 enemy snipers in pitch darkness using tactics that would revolutionize night warfare, drop a comment telling us where you're watching from and hit that subscribe button. This story proves the most dangerous predator hunts when everyone else is blind. Maya had watched the SEAL team walk into the ambush for 30 minutes. She'd tried warning them through command channels, but bureaucracy meant her intelligence hadn't reached them in time. Now they were trapped in a valley floor surrounded by ridges where 10 enemy snipers had prepared overlapping fields of fire. She'd been tracking these snipers for 4 days, knew their position, patterns, capabilities. They were professionals, former military, well-equipped, operating with discipline. During daylight, they were impossible to locate, but Maya didn't hunt during daylight. She'd waited for nightfall, knowing darkness would make them confident. They had thermal scopes that saw heat signatures. They thought that made them invincible. They didn't know Maya had spent 8 months working with DARPA on experimental optics combining thermal imaging with advanced enhancement. She could see what they saw, plus environmental context they missed. She could spot heat signatures of their scopes, thermal blooms from their bodies, minute temperature differences betraying positions through camouflage. The first sniper was 450 meters northeast, positioned in rocky outcrop, giving perfect elevation over the valley. Through her advanced optics, Maya saw his thermal signature, prone behind his rifle, scanning through thermal scope. She was 390 meters from him on a parallel ridge he didn't know existed. Her M110 rifle was equipped with suppressor and subsonic ammunition. When she fired, the sound would be a quiet crack dissipating in mountain air, nearly impossible to locate. She controlled breathing, calculated the shot. Wind at this altitude was variable, but years of experience let her read it instinctively. The enemy sniper shifted slightly. Maya squeezed the trigger. The suppressed rifle coughed. Through her scope, the enemy sniper's thermal signature went limp. He never knew what hit him. 1 down, 9 to go. She moved immediately. Never shoot twice from the same position. Low crawled 25 meters to new location. Movement silent. Thermal signature masked by rocks. The second enemy sniper was 540 meters south in dried riverbed, giving concealment and clear view of SEAL positions. He was currently firing. Muzzle flash visible through her optics despite flash suppressor. Maya waited for him to fire again, knowing his attention would be focused through scope on targets below. When the muzzle flash came, she had her shot lined up perfectly. The subsonic round took 1.3 seconds to cover distance. The enemy sniper was working his bolt when Maya's bullet arrived. His thermal signature collapsed. collapsed. 2 down, 8 to go. Now, remaining enemy snipers would realize something was wrong. 2 had gone silent within 4 minutes. They'd try establishing communication, realize they couldn't raise them, start scanning for threats. Maya was already moving to next position, using terrain to mask movement. The enemy snipers were looking down into valley, searching among the SEALs. They weren't looking behind them, weren't considering someone might be hunting from ridges they thought secure. The 3rd and 4th snipers worked as a team, positioned 360 meters west in boulder cluster. 1 shooter, 1 spotter. Smart tactics made them effective and harder to eliminate. Maya positioned herself with angles on both. The spotter was scanning with thermal binoculars. She took him first. He was the one who might spot her. The shot was 370 meters at slight downward angle. She compensated for geometry, fired. The spotter's thermal signature went dark. The shooter reacted immediately, turning to his partner. That moment of distraction was all Maya needed. 2nd shot, 4 seconds after first. The shooter went down. 4 down, 6 to go. On the valley floor, Chief Blake watched his remaining SEALs huddle in whatever cover existed. Enemy fire had stopped for 40 seconds. Nighthawk, Bravo team. What's your status? Maya's voice came back, still calm. 4 enemy snipers eliminated. 6 remaining. Stay in position. This is going to take time. 4 snipers. How are you? With respect, Chief, let me work. Keep your team quiet and low. Blake looked at his operators. They stared back, waiting for answers he didn't have. Someone out there was hunting the hunters, and whoever she was frighteningly effective. The 5th enemy sniper was the hardest target yet. Positioned 710 meters east in cave entrance, giving almost complete cover. Only his rifle barrel and thermal scope were visible from Maya's position. Incredibly difficult shot. Small target at extended range in darkness with variable wind. Most snipers wouldn't attempt it. Maya had made similar shots dozens of times. She settled into position, controlled breathing, calculated every variable. The enemy sniper fired at something in the valley, giving her exact position of his rifle barrel. She aimed 8 inches behind where she could see thermal bloom of his scope. That's where his head would be. The angle was extreme, the target minimal. She took the shot. 710 meters through mountain air. The subsonic round flew true. The thermal bloom suddenly went dark, then fell sideways as the sniper collapsed. 5 down, 5 to go. Now remaining enemy snipers were definitely aware they were being hunted. Maya could see them scanning ridges through her optics, trying to locate her. But she was positioned in places they'd never considered, using angles they thought impossible. The 6th sniper made a fatal mistake. He used his radio. The electromagnetic signature from transmission lit up on Maya's detection equipment. She tracked the signal to position 310 meters north, where Sniper had concealed himself in thick brush. He thought he was invisible. The brush hid him from visual detection. Careful positioning meant his thermal signature blended with ambient rock heat. But Maya could see the slight anomaly, the difference between rock temperature and human temperature. She fired into brush, aiming at center of that thermal difference. The brush shifted as body fell. 6 down. The 7th and 8th snipers panicked, breaking position to relocate. Movement made them visible, heat signatures moving against cooler background. Maya tracked the first as he ran, led him by 3 meters to account for movement and bullet flight time. Fired. The running figure collapsed mid-stride. The 2nd had reached new cover behind large boulder 430 meters away. He thought he was safe, but he'd stopped where his thermal signature was partially visible around boulder's edge. Maya took her time, calculated exact angle to thread bullet through narrow gap. Fired. The thermal signature disappeared. 8 down, 2 to go. The remaining 2 had gone completely dark. Thermal scopes off, no movement, making themselves small. They knew they were being hunted by someone with superior capabilities. Their only hope was hiding. But Maya had tracked all 10 snipers for days. She knew their preferred positions, backup locations, escape routes. She knew where they'd go when they went to ground. The 9th sniper had retreated to position 600 meters southeast. Narrow rock crevice providing excellent protection, completely invisible to thermal imaging. Rocks masked his heat signature perfectly, but Maya didn't need thermal imaging. She'd watched him prepare this exact position 3 days earlier. She knew precisely where he'd be. She fired into the crevice, aiming where experience told her a prone sniper would position for a shot. For a long moment, nothing. Then, thermal signature appeared. Heat of fresh blood warmer than surrounding rocks. 9 down, 1 to go. The last enemy sniper was the best. He'd remained completely still for 12 minutes, not moving, not emitting electromagnetic signals. But everyone makes mistakes eventually. After 14 minutes, he shifted weight slightly to ease cramped muscles. That movement created brief thermal bloom as his body pressed against rock in new position, visible for less than 4 seconds. 4 seconds was all Maya needed. She tracked a source of thermal anomaly, calculated where Sniper would position in that location. Fired. The 10th enemy sniper never made another sound. "Bravo, team, this is Nighthawk. All 10 enemy snipers eliminated. You're clear to move." Chief Blake stared into darkness, trying to process what he'd witnessed. One person had eliminated 10 enemy snipers in 4 hours. Snipers that had his entire SEAL team pinned and dying. "Nighthawk, Bravo, team. What's your position? Need to link up. I'm coming to you, Chief. 4 minutes." Maya moved down from ridges, her night vision showing terrain in perfect detail. She'd been operating in darkness for 4 hours, moving between positions, taking shots most snipers would consider impossible. When she reached valley floor, SEALs were still in defensive positions. Chief Blake stood as she approached. Even in darkness, she could see shock on his face. She was 34 years old, average height, lean build from mountain operations. Her gear was specialized, night vision more advanced than anything SEALs had seen. Rifle with modifications perfect for night operations. Equipment for detecting thermal and electromagnetic signatures. "Sergeant First Class Maya Chen," she said, extending her hand. "Sorry I couldn't warn you before you walked into this. Command channels were backed up." Blake shook her hand, still processing. "You just eliminated 10 enemy snipers in total darkness. How is that even possible?" "Training, equipment, experience. I specialize in nocturnal counter-sniper operations. The enemy thinks thermal optics give them dominance at night. They're wrong. Darkness just makes them confident, which makes them predictable." One SEAL operator, Petty Officer Travis Ward, approached. "Ma'am, I've been in these mountains for 9 months. We've tried locating these snipers for weeks. How did you find them all in one night?" "I've been tracking them for 4 days. During daylight, they're nearly impossible to pinpoint. Too much cover, too many positions. But at night, they must use thermal optics to see. Those optics emit electromagnetic signatures. I can track that. Plus, their body heat creates signatures visible with right equipment. Darkness is their weakness, not their strength." The SEAL medic was working on 4 wounded operators. 3 would survive. Injuries serious but manageable. The 4th, Petty Officer Jackson, hit first, was dead. The round had penetrated his helmet. Maya looked at casualties and felt familiar weight of being almost too late. If she'd been able to warn them earlier, if command hadn't delayed her intelligence, but she couldn't change that. What she could do was ensure these enemy snipers never killed anyone else. "Chief, I need to verify eliminations. Confirm all 10 are dead and collect intelligence. Can your team assist?" Blake nodded. "We'll split into teams and check each position, but I'm coming with you to the first. I need to see this myself." They moved through darkness to nearest enemy sniper position, the one 450 meters northeast. When they reached it, Blake used night vision to examine the body. The enemy sniper was exactly where Maya said, dead from single shot through the head. His thermal scope was still in position, still warm. "You made this shot from where?" 390 meters from ridge on opposite side of valley. He never knew I was there. Blake examined the sniper's position. Professional, good cover, excellent field of fire, prepared fallback routes. This wasn't amateur. These guys were trained military, probably former special forces, operating in these mountains for months, killing our people, and you took them all out in one night. They were good at what they did, Maya acknowledged, but they made fundamental mistake. They assumed darkness gave them advantage. Reality is it just made them visible in different ways. Heat signatures, electromagnetic emission, movement pattern, all more visible at night if you know what to look for. 6 weeks later, intelligence identified 8 more enemy snipers in different regions. Maya led 4 SEALs she'd trained on night insertion. Within 100 minutes, they'd located all targets. The enemy was positioned in similar valley, ridges, choke point, overlapping fields. Maya and her team engaged systematically. First sniper at 540 meters, fired, thermal signature dark, relocated. Second at 460 meters, waited for him to focus down range, fired. 2 down. Third and fourth working as pair. Maya signaled Ward. They fired simultaneously. 4 down. Fifth sniper moved positions, mistake. Thermal signature stood out, fired. 5 down. Sixth and seventh had gone still, but thermal scopes still active, emitting signatures. Team fired at marked locations. 7 down. Last sniper turned everything off, nearly invisible. Maya waited. After 15 minutes, tiny thermal anomaly shifted. She fired into darkness. Thermal signature appeared, body falling. 8 down. All 8 enemy snipers confirmed dead. Intelligence from positions provided information on networks operating over a year. Maya's night hunting tactics had eliminated 18 enemy snipers in 2 months. Snipers who'd been killing coalition forces with impunity. Back at base, debriefs were intense. Word spread through special operations community about night hunter eliminating enemy snipers everyone said were impossible to locate. Colonel Patterson pulled her aside after one debrief. "Sergeant First Class Chen, what you've accomplished will change how we conduct night operations. Pentagon is requesting you develop formal training program for nocturnal counter-sniper tactics. They want to replicate your capabilities across all SOF units. Sir, I'm willing to train anyone, but I need to make something clear. This isn't about me being special. This is about understanding we've approached night operations with wrong mindset. We've treated darkness as limitation when it should be viewed as advantage. With proper training and equipment, any skilled operator can do what I do. Perhaps, but you pioneered these tactics. You proved they work. That makes you subject matter expert. Maya trained hundreds of operators over the following year. Her techniques became standard doctrine for special operations units operating in Iraq and other theaters. Enemy sniper activity dropped 65% in regions where her trained teams operated. The psychological impact was enormous. Enemy snipers who'd owned the night now feared it. Chief Blake requested her for 4 more operations over next 8 months. Each time, they eliminated enemy snipers conventional operations couldn't locate. Her total reached 41 enemy snipers eliminated, all during night operations. She never lost single operator under her command. The SEALs who worked with her spread the word. There was an Army Sergeant First Class who owned the night, who could hunt and eliminate snipers in total darkness. During one joint operation, Maya tracked particularly elusive enemy sniper who'd killed 9 American soldiers over 4 weeks. He was Ghost, appearing at night, taking shots, vanishing. Intelligence suggested he was former Russian Spetsnaz operator, one of best enemy combatants in theater. Maya spent 6 nights tracking him, learning his patterns, predicting his movements. On 7th night, she positioned herself below his firing position rather than across from it. When he set up for nightly hunt, Maya was already in position. She took shot from 310 meters at extreme upward angle, threading bullet through narrow gap in rocks. Enemy sniper fell from his perch, weapon clattering down mountainside. When they recovered body, documentation showed he'd been responsible for over 50 coalition casualties. 1 shot, 1 kill, 1 legend eliminated by another. Pentagon made Maya's training program mandatory for all special operations sniper team. Her tactics, equipment recommendations, operational procedures became foundation for new generation of night warfare capabilities. She gave lectures at Fort Benning, Quantico, specialized training facilities. Officers and enlisted came to understand night wasn't enemy's domain. It was neutral territory, favoring whoever understood it best. The enemy thinks darkness protects them, Maya would tell students. They think thermal scopes give them advantage, but every advantage creates vulnerability. Thermal scopes emit signatures. Night movement creates heat patterns. Confidence breeds predictability. If you understand these principles, you can turn hunter into hunted. Her reputation grew beyond military. Intelligence agencies, federal law enforcement, foreign allied forces requested her expertise, but Maya remained focused on primary mission, protecting American operators from enemy snipers who thought darkness made them invincible. By deployment end, enemy sniper effectiveness in regions where Maya's trained teams operated had dropped 65%. Psychological impact was enormous. Enemy snipers who'd owned night now feared it, knowing American night hunters could find and eliminate them with precision. They'd said no one could hunt snipers at night, that enemies' thermal optics made them too dangerous, too hard to locate. Sergeant First Class Maya Chen proved them wrong. 10 enemy snipers eliminated in first operation, then 8 more, then dozens more. Over months, she'd turned night from enemy's advantage into their greatest vulnerability. She taught special operations forces darkness wasn't something to fear. It was tool to exploit. Enemy had owned night through superior optics and tactics, but those same tools that made them confident also made them visible to someone who understood how to hunt in darkness. Maya Chen understood, and in dark Iraqi mountains, she'd become predator that even most skilled enemy snipers couldn't see coming. They thought thermal optics made them invincible at night. They were wrong. Darkness belonged to Hunter who understood it best, and that Hunter was 34-year-old Army Sergeant First Class who'd spent years perfecting art of nocturnal warfare. 10 snipers before dawn, then 8 more, then 41 total over deployment. SEALs learned to trust Night Hunter. Enemy learned to fear it. And Maya Chen continued her work, moving through darkness like she was born to it, eliminating threats everyone said were impossible to find. Some predators hunt in daylight, others own darkness. Maya Chen proved which one was deadlier. Night belonged to her, and every enemy sniper who thought otherwise learned that lesson exactly once. In final seconds before subsonic round arrived from direction they never expected, fired by Hunter they never saw. 41 confirmed kills, 0 friendly casualties under her command. Hundreds of operators trained in her methods. Legacy wasn't just numbers, it was fundamental shift in how American forces approached night operation. Before Maya, darkness was feared. After her, it was weaponized. Enemy snipers still operated at night, but now they did so knowing somewhere in darkness, hunter more skilled than they were might be tracking them, calculating angles, waiting for perfect shot. Psychological warfare was as effective as kinetic results. Fear changed behavior, made enemies hesitant, disrupted operations. And that fear had name. Maya Chen, night hunter who'd proven darkness wasn't protection. It was just another battlefield where skill, technology, and determination decided who lived and who died. The SEALs had said no one hunts snipers at night. Maya Chen proved them spectacularly wrong. One precise shot at a time, until night belonged to America's forces once again. Have you ever witnessed someone completely revolutionize how an impossible task gets done? What would you do if conventional wisdom said your mission was suicide? Could you trust your skills against an enemy everyone else fears? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this story reminded you that darkness is just another tool for those who master it, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of warriors who refuse to accept impossible. Share this with someone who needs to remember that the most dangerous predator is the one nobody sees coming.